Yes, guys. Episode 2 of the Blue Balls podcast. We're here. We're live. Big up everybody that's in here. Like, subscribe as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section as we talk all things Chelsea, the Tottenham game, all the latest transfer news on Stamford Bridge and the redevelopment. How many points will we get to the end of the season if Graham Potter stays in charge? We're going to try and predict it for each and every one of us. And I want to see how many of us get to 40 points because last time I did this, I only just scraped it. And it took a lot of persuasion from a couple of my mates that we would beat Nottingham Forest in April. That's where we are now. That is where we are. But big up everybody. It is also the 1-year anniversary of Roman Abramovich announcing that he was selling up the club. So, yeah, big up to Roman Abramovich and everything. And, yeah, let's get into it. Fata, what were you saying, my guy? How's your week been?
Not too bad, all in healthy, except for our institution moving in the wrong direction. And sadly enough, it's a 1-year anniversary for Roman Abramovich, man. And yeah, good times from Roman era. And yeah, man, it's just been a tough week for us.
It has been a massively tough week. One of many weeks. Welcome, Kev, to the channel. It has been a minute, my guy. How are you doing, bro? You all good?
I'm good. I'm healthy. Just focusing on work, focusing on the positives in life. Not letting Chelsea bring me down. Because I predicted this shit from the start. But when we got rid of Tuchel, I done a little thing with Alex on Instagram Live, and certain people was calling saying Potter ball, all this bullshit, and I knew what was going to happen. So this has not come as a surprise to me, this situation. So I'm just it's going with the flow. I think over the next few weeks, we've got to make some big choices. If we keep Potter, we're not going to finish higher than 12th place. If we get rid of Potter, bring in the elite gaffer, we might start going at the table. We might even look to qualify for Europa League. But if we keep Potter, 12th place maximum, I can see us going further down the pecking order.
Yeah. I'm with you with that. I don't know where we're going to finish with this guy in charge, but we're going to figure it out. And I actually can't wait for that part of the video. So keep tuned, people. Keep tuned. Last but not least, fresh trim. Ben is here. What are you telling me, bro? You all good?
Yeah, man. All good over here, mate. Well, other than the football, really. But can't wait to discuss that one further.
We'll start with that as well. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 0. The last Chelsea game from the weekend. Like, I don't think any of us expected anything different, even after the lineup. But even in spite of that, like Ben, I'll start with you. Have you ever seen Chelsea look this hopeless? Not even just in the aspect of the game against Spurs, but just in general, looking at our last few games. Have you ever seen us just look like this? And where does the turnaround come from?
I mean, 15-16 comes to mind when you start looking at this Chelsea. But I think it might be a bit of an unpopular opinion. This side's worse than that team. We're just not getting results. The players, they get to the final third, and they don't know what to do. They're all sort of like statuized on the pitch, not moving as much. With the blow to Silva now, that's just even worse.
Yep. Yeah, speaking of as well, Thiago Silva out for the next 6 weeks. Kev, what do we do without Thiago Silva, man? That's like our last beacon of hope, and he's gone.
The thing is, it's not only Thiago Silva, it's Jorginho, the two biggest leaders. So we've got our assistant and our captain, as well as Dave. So 3 of our leaders, our only leaders, are out. And we're looking for Reece James to step up. As much as I love Reece James, I don't think he's vocal enough. I know he loves Chelsea. He's Chelsea through and through, but he's not a Thiago Silva. He's not going to drag players. He's not going to, G the players up on the pitch, and he's not going. You know what I mean? So for me, Silva being out is a massive minus for us, and I don't know how. I don't know what we're going to do on the pitch. I don't know who's going to organise us. Our manager's not doing it. We ain't got players on the pitch doing it. So that's going to be I thought we'd have a chance going into the Dortmund game, but we saw Silva being out. It's not looking good, man. I don't know where we're going to go with this. Like 5-6 weeks out, you know, it's not looking good at all. Not looking good.
5 to 6 weeks out in what's meant to be the winnable run of games, and now we're talking about a leadership issue as well. Like, that's a fair point. I don't know who we look to in terms of someone trying to organize players, trying to build motivation and confidence in them. Like, let's say we're going through a bad phase of the game. There's no one to turn to, and look, no one on the pitch,
Obviously,
even at the dugout.
obviously,
Potter.
the Aubameyang. He was captain at Arsenal, Aubameyang, but he just doesn't see himself. He's not. He's just moody. He's not going to lead us like he was at Arsenal. So we've literally got no experience.
Potter don't even play him though, and that's the most annoying part.
Yeah. So if you ain't got no leaders off the pitch and on the pitch, it's a recipe for disaster. It's. I just don't know if we don't beat Leeds and we don't beat Dortmund. These are the games where we should be building momentum. The Southamptons, the Tottenhams, Leeds. These games, the games where we should be building momentum, and we're not building momentum. We're losing our best players. So I don't know where you want to go with this. I can see us being 12th place within a couple of weeks. It's that deep.
You and me both. If we lose to Leeds and Villa get any result, they go above us. If Leicester win their next 2 games, which includes Chelsea at the King Power Stadium, then they're going to go above us. Suddenly we're 12th. Suddenly we're getting dragged deeper and deeper into this relegation fight. Fata, we were speaking about leaders. Like, where or who do you think Chelsea can even look to at this point? Or is it just bleak in general?
At this point, I can't think of any other player apart from Reece James. I understand he's maybe a bit young, but I feel like he's already shown that leadership in that locker room, that kind of like boosting the players and motivate the players in that locker room. And sadly enough, I feel like if we had Thiago Silva in that locker room, it could have been a different. It could have been a different locker room, you know. But at the moment, it's not a matter of the leadership right now. Just looking in that locker room, there's just something wrong with it. I mean, I've seen some news went on behind the scenes that apparently there's a bust up. Allegedly, there's a bust up. That the players did not trust the managers fully. They did not trust the tactics, and this is what happens. Performance like Tottenham, one of those examples that if you can't play for the manager, he might as well walk away from the club. And sadly enough, it's going to destroy the confidence of these kind of players, you know. And yeah, man, it's just like it's hard in it to be in our position right now with the lack of leadership that we've got.
Yeah, you got just to touch on that a bit. You got to think, I used to play a bit of football, only like semi-pro. When you go into a new team, it's hard for you to you got your little cliques. So you can imagine going into Chelsea's dressing room. You got Mount, you got your James, you got Shalaba, you got the little cliques in you. So you're going into a new team. It takes you a good couple of months to gel into the banter and everything else. So this is the reason why you're seeing it on the pitch. You can't expect to bring these Mudriks and Enzos and these other guys and to come in and do the business straight away, because they've got to gel into the band, so they've got to get involved with the team spirit. So this is one of the reasons why we're going backwards. It's everything above that as well with the management. He's got to get used to his players. Players have got to get used to the other players. We haven't got no leaders. We've got Silva, Azpilicueta as our leaders. That's it. You know, so it's a massive overall players. We've lost Rudiger, we've lost Christian, players that have died for the badge. And, you know, and it's just gone down and down and down. And like I said, until we get a leader in, it's just going to go back and back every week. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, it's just going to be continuous losses because there's no one literally leading the team. There's nobody. We all saw that video of Azpi taking the players out to warm up, and you see the looks and the body language of all the players. It's like half of them just don't want to be here. Half of them have no faith in the manager.
There's no connection.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
There's no connection.
It's a disjointed locker room. It's a split. split.
It's disjointed.
So I've just got
Totally
into
destroyed.
because I've just literally been told, I mean, we all saw it yesterday, but just to make things completely worse for us, the whole Southampton thing, even Grimsby Town beat Southampton, right? And the team that we're now playing at the Bridge, is the same team that beat Southampton. So if we can't even beat a team that can't beat Grimsby at their own stadium, what do we have against Leeds? That's pretty
But then
much.
everyone beat Southampton except us. They're literally bottom, but they did the
You know what
double
I mean?
over Chelsea.
Even Sheffield United beat Tottenham easily, and you got to think the
Even Fulham beat 2-0.
Sheffield
Even Fulham
United had a
beat me
game.
so
I've
easily
seen
as
that
well.
game as well.
2 days
Sheffield
ago.
United had a game plan second half, counter attack. Like Tottenham was coming at him. And Tottenham was so poor. Their style of football was slow. Sheffield United every single time hitting them on the counter, and they got to go for it. So how come Sheffield United can come up with a game plan to beat Tottenham and we can't? It's something wrong, you know what I mean?
You know what? I will explain this as well. Not to attack the manager in some case, but I feel like he is unrestricted in his ability to lose game.
Yeah.
He acts like he's tough, and despite of all of that, he keeps losing. And bear in mind, if you're losing with young players, that's his project. But it's also awful that you lose with some of the experienced players like Sterling, Silva, Reece James, and given the financial support, he can choose to eliminate some of the experienced players if he wants to be tough, and you can even contend that it's required. And having 33 guys in that training session is completely insane, and it's not going to change anything.
I don't know what changes at this point except the manager, but all we keep hearing on Potter's end is 2 games. The next 2 games is massive. And it's like, yeah, it is massive. So why do you still have this guy in charge? That's our last trophy that we realistically have a chance of winning, even though we probably still won't, but we could progress a little bit further. We're willing to throw that away just to let it be Potter's last chance. I don't understand that at all. We've seen enough, seen more than enough.
Yeah.
Just get rid of him.
More. Think about it. We're staking the most open Champions League history on a manager whose greatest accomplishment is finishing in 9th. Absolutely nothing. I've seen the indication that things were going to get any better. Although I attempted to give him some time, but we've given him enough time and the patience has been run out.
Literally, it hurts every single interview for the media from Potter is like a broken record. Every single. If you go back 2 months ago and look at his interviews every week, the lads give it the all. We're trying to do better for next week. Every single week, it comes to a certain point where even the own players he's managing are not believing in it now. You can see it. You can see they're not happy. Look at Mason Mount. He's a total different player. His body language, everything. And he was out. For me, he was my favourite player. Without a shadow of doubt, because his work rate, his attitude, he just doesn't look happy. And that's down to the manager's tactics. It's down to the team spirit, everything else. It's just been absolutely ripped out through the manager. It's down to the manager. And if we don't get someone in now to change that, there's only one way for us now. We're going to be the next Brighton. Brighton. It's not even the next Brighton because Brighton higher than us. We're going to be lower than Brighton.
Because this is my thing. I don't want for a short-term fix. I don't care who we bring in. I want somebody who, even as a bare minimum, can set up a defensive system, because we try and play progressive football with no style of play, no pattern of play, no understanding, no philosophy, no nothing. Anyone who doesn't have faith in their squad just sits everybody back. At the very least, you get draws. That's fine.
Yeah.
All I want is 40 points and we just move on. I don't care if you bring in Jose, you could bring in Big Sam for all I care. They'll get to 40 points. Potter won't.
Now, literally, any other manager would probably do a better job than Potter. I don't know where we got this guy from. I don't know what he's done in the game. Like, okay, he
I'll say we believe the hype because he was doing well at Brighton. I think for a lot of For a
Yeah,
lot of
but-
clubs, he was one of their picks if their manager got sacked.
I
believe
don't
that most
believe
of the-
Potter has duplicate anything about what made him so brilliant at Chelsea. Player
Yes.
growth, nothing. Long-term planning, nothing. And conviction. Creative tactical ideas. It's a shame. Sometimes it's too big for him for some managers.
This is that one of the things you said that was perfect. He's gone away from everything that he did. He was well known for playing a back three, same thing as Thomas Tuchel. We did that at the start, and yeah, the performances weren't great most of the time, but we were at least getting draws here and there. There was some wins. You could see a little bit of an understanding of what we were trying to do. Then what do we do just before the World Cup? We switched to a back four. Car crash.
System.
Ever since then.
And the thing is, even under Tuchel, the back four never ever worked for us. It doesn't.
Yeah.
With the back four, you need a defensive midfielder. Yeah, Kante is not reliable. He's play one game, he's free. Play one game. You need someone like Declan Rice to hold and see if you're playing the back four. We haven't got a decent number 6. We had Jorginho, but I don't think there was too much pressure on him. He's gone into Arsenal and he's looking 50 million times better because they're a team that have come through the transition. So
not even that, but he's got the defensive midfielder. He's got Xhaka covering him.
Yeah.
And Jorginho can play naturally.
It's a different ball game for Jorginho at the moment than what he was.
The thing is, that's another point as well. Like when Jorginho actually had a fit Kante protecting him, he played so much like
totally different.
Crucially,
totally different player.
Yeah, he was a totally different player. But when he's got to play defensive and ball control and distribution, that's when he got exposed, and that's when he couldn't handle it. Selling Jorginho personally for me, I think was a stupid idea. But I hope we learn.
I said straight away, soon as Chilwell and James come back, that was it. We should have reverted back to the 3-5-2, whatever it was. We should have reverted back to what we know, and guaranteed the performances would have been a lot better because they're used to playing in that position. You see what I'm trying to say? Now it seems like they've been chucked into a back four. They're not 100% fit. Even they're getting exposed. We're seeing James getting exposed. That's never happened. I've never seen that happen in my whole life. You see what I'm trying to say? So I don't think Potter is cut out for making decisions at the right. You see, the difference between him and Tuchel is Tuchel would change it when we're under pressure and he knows we need to change it. I don't think Potter understands. He thinks he's just going to go with his back four and we're just going to keep on slipping off. I don't think he's cut out for it.
Neither do I, to be honest. And I don't get why we're going to give him 2 more games. I don't get what difference would that make. Do you guys think if we won one of those games and lost the other, that he would keep his job? Ben, I'll go to you with that one.
It depends which game, to be honest. If we beat Leeds and then lose to Dortmund, that's us out of all the competitions. Maybe that, I think it's all relying on Dortmund, if anything. I think Leeds is just a setup for Dortmund. If we can beat Leeds, and that's probably a bit of a morale boost going into the game against Dortmund. But I think if it's the other way around, he loses to Leeds and beats Dortmund, that's us still in the Champions League, and that's us, still competing for a trophy. And then that's like, you can have, till you got this long to incorporate what you actually want to incorporate at Chelsea. And what I think he's incorporating at Chelsea at the moment is nothing, because I've just seen us go so much far backwards and we have forwards. So yeah, they say 2 games. I say it's the 1 game being Dortmund. But obviously, if we lose both, then it can't be. There's no more excuses. There's no more. Trust the process. It's the worst win rate one of the Chelsea managers has ever had in a very, very long time. And sometimes you just got to hold your hands up, say what you tried didn't work, and go back to what we know.
I hope so. I mean, there was one thing I wanted us to try and do, and I'll get it up on the big screen now. I want us to try and go through the remaining results for this season.
Oh, God.
And we'll try and figure out how many points we're going to get if Graham Potter stays in charge. So I'm going to keep everybody's tally. Right now, Chelsea is at 31 points. And it's the big 40 that we're meant to be looking at to survive. But don't think of it like we have to get to it. Be realistic about what games you think we can win. So Leeds, we're going to start off. I personally, with no Thiago Silva, see that as a 3-1 loss. So that to me is 0 points. Fata, what are you saying for the Leeds game?
I'll say a draw. That was me being
Okay,
generous.
so 1 point from Fata. All right, cool. Kev, what are you saying?
Draw. I said 1-1. 1-1.
2 draws. All right, cool. Ben?
I'm just going to be a boring person, mate, but I'll put a bit more entertaining draw. I think it'll be 2-2. I don't know. Don't ask me where I think we're getting 2 goals from, but naturally, with Leeds at home,
That's
Chelsea.
what I said.
So you guys all think we're drawing on Saturday?
Yeah,
We're not going to score 2 goals.
That was us being generous.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm not going to dispute that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next game, Leicester away. Fata, I'm going to go to you. What do you think we're doing for Leicester away?
Scrappy to win, I'll say.
3 points away from home. Our first away win since October. Hey, Potter would actually be turning it around if that happened. Fair enough. Kev, what are you saying?
A loss.
That's a loss.
I lost, even though
Another disappointment.
even Blackburn went there last night and Blackburn turned them over. I can't see us beating
Did they
them.
beat them?
I think we'll lose.
Yeah, Blackburn won.
Blackburn beat them 2-1.
Right, I didn't even know that. You know,
yeah, Blackburn beat them last night. Blackburn looked phenomenal. Like I don't know what's
but Leicester is all.
every team, even teams in League 2 are scoring goals. So I think we'll lose. Sorry, we'll lose.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, Leicester in the same position as us, but the difference is they got terrible defenders, though.
Yeah, I mean, but it won't make any difference with our attack. Like, they still won't score. Ben, Leicester away. What are you saying, bro?
Well, I mean, they're in bad form as well. We all know this. Obviously, we've just been told, that they lost to Blackburn. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm between a scrappy 1-1 draw and a shithouse 1-0 win. Maybe even a 0-0. I don't know. I think I'll just go for the 0-0.
Okay, so we got 2 draws from Ben. Next game, we have Everton. Dyche ball comes to the bridge. Fata, what are you saying, bro?
I'll take a draw.
You'll take a draw. Kev, what are we saying?
Everton at home.
Yeah.
I think we could win that one. I'd say a win. Because Everton. Yeah, I think we could beat Everton.
Oh crap! I didn't even pick mine. Right, so Leicester we're losing. Leicester we're drawing, and
we're losing
Everton
to Leicester in the same game. Yeah.
Sorry, Ben. Yeah, you. Everton. What are you saying, bro?
I think it's a loss personally. We can't play. Especially this Chelsea. We're scrapping against relegation battle clubs. Everton are down there in the scrap. And it's Dyche. Dyche loves coming to Stamford Bridge. With Burnley, he's got results there, and he's nicked draws there, and with an upgraded Everton team. I see him nicking maybe a 1-0 win.
Okay, so you've.
I hate being this negative. I want to be positive and say we're going to win.
We just got to be realistic. I want to get a realistic idea of what we're getting. So we got through Everton. Aston Villa next. We go from Dyche ball to Emery ball. I think this will be yet another draw.
Yeah.
We don't like a low block.
I'll take a draw as well.
Factor says draw. Kev, what are you saying, my friend?
Villa at home. I'd say a draw as well.
See a draw too. Ben, what are you saying, bro?
This one I think we win because, strangely enough, some of the only teams that Potter's got to win against, obviously bar Bournemouth, are the teams that he's played already. He's done a double over Palace, so I feel like it's double over Villa. 1-0 Chelsea, 2-0 Chelsea.
Right, cool. We got 1 win from that one. Here is where it starts to get a little bit difficult. Liverpool at home. A disappointing evening for the Blues for me. I think we're losing that one.
Liverpool.
Fatta, what are you saying, bro?
I'll take a dramatic win, Chelsea.
There's cool. Fair point. Fair play. I think you've kept us up already, Fatta. Fair play, bro. Kev, what are you saying?
They've got, if Van Dijk's playing, now he's back, they look a total different team. So definitely a loss. 150 million% sure a loss. We're not going to beat Liverpool.
Yeah, I'd see it. They kind of like coming to the bridge as well. Ben, what are you saying for Liverpool?
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
2-2. No, what else? 1-1. 1-1.
1-1. All right, cool. So we got a point there. We go to Wolves away. My birthday weekend. I know Chelsea are going to ruin that for me, so I'm going to say 0.
I think that's my next. But I think that's my next one. So I'll see you in Wolves.
Oh, that's your next game. Oh, I won.
Hey!
Chelsea will not ruin my birthday weekend. I ain't going to that.
I'll take a scrappy win at Wolves.
Fair play, bro. Potter is turning it around.
Realistic. What can I do here?
Someone's going to be positive.
Potter out if this is what you predict. This is all I'm saying, because that's mad. But yeah, Kev, what you saying,
Wolves away. When they played Liverpool a few weeks ago, they absolutely played them off the park. 1-touch, 2-touch football. I can't see us winning. I can see it being a draw or a loss. I'd probably say a draw.
We got a draw. And Ben, what are you saying, bro?
We just do hate going to Molineux, so I think Wolves get the better of us. Just going off the form I'm seeing at the moment. Again, I want to say win, but I reckon it's like a 2-1 Wolves or something.
Yeah, so another disappointing afternoon. I hear that. Now, I know I said that's where it gets hard, but no, that was like the dress rehearsal. This is where it really starts to get hard. Brighton, to me, disappointing afternoon for the Blues. Fata, what are you saying for Brighton?
I'll take a draw.
Take a draw. All right, cool.
Yep.
We haven't lost a single game with you, Fata. That is mad. We've gone unbeaten. Kev, what are you saying, bro?
I like your positivity, mate.
I rate it. I really do. I
was being generous, though. If I was me, I would have given an L, but I was being generous.
Be honest.
How do you feel? I think with Brighton, the way they turned us over at the Amex, and obviously they'll have a point to prove coming up against their old boss. I think they'll turn us over at Bridge as well. I can see a loss.
I see that double, bruv. Ben, what are you saying?
Yeah, Brighton win. That's just a Brighton win. 2-0 Brighton as well.
Yeah. After that, it is Manchester United. Right, I'm just going to ask, does anyone even see us getting anything other than a loss in that game?
Well, to be fair, they're going to play FA Cup that weekend as well.
No.
I knew you would.
We ain't got a chance against United at the moment. Not even a chance.
It's away, bro.
I can see it being a good
3-0. Don't even try it. Just don't, please. Just be real.
I can't just to wreck their title loves. I'll take a draw. Just to wreck them. Just to wreck everything happened at the top, man.
We need them to win over Arsenal. Cool, whatever.
The way Fatter's talking, we're going to finish it.
Don't worry. We're gonna
put 4 in the matter, bro.
No, this guy, like, where did we find him?
Nah, this is entertaining. Brentford at home again. Anyone think anything? This is anything other than a loss?
I think a draw. We drew away.
Kev, what are you feeling?
Brentford's they're better at home than away, though, isn't it? So I could probably see a draw.
Well, it depends what Ivan Toney bet on.
Yeah, draw.
Yeah, I just see a draw.
Draw. All right, cool. Another draw. What's that? Arsenal. Okay, again, anyone see anything other than a loss?
Jorginho slips. Mudryk runs through 90th minute. He slots it under not Martinez. He slots it under the Arsenal goalie.
Never done Babar moment.
It's 1-0 Chelsea. Yeah. That would be what I want to say, but it's going to be an Arsenal win.
Mm-hmm. Kev, I'm guessing you think the same thing.
I could probably, if Arsenal don't win that game, I'd be surprised. The way the form they're in and the way they're pushing for the title, they'll turn us over easily. 3-0 loss, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Fata, what are you saying?
If I was this shameless, I would have gone for victory, but I'm going to be honest now, it's going to be a draw.
Another draw. That unbeaten run is about 2 months long now.
That's literally.
Fair enough,
bro. At least we're not losing, bro. At least we're not losing. It's just
Man
draw,
wants
draw.
Graham Potter to stay, you know.
Bournemouth. I'm saying draw. I'm gonna say draw. I've just I predicted us to lose like 6 in a row. But yeah,
Bournemouth away. Bournemouth away.
I think
It's
draw.
got to be a win. Definitely a win.
You see a win. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Bournemouth away. They're shocking.
Listen, you know how Bournemouth are at their own stadium. Like, yeah, no, they take no prisoners there most of the time. Some of the time, very rarely actually. But I think Chelsea are going to be a victim there. I think we do lose like 1-0 Bournemouth, maybe 2-1.
Right, so 0 for you.
Sadly, it'll be my first visit if I have enough points. But yeah, it'll be a first lose as well.
That's the okay. Cool.
So you think you're going to draw against Arsenal at the Emirates and then go to Bournemouth and lose?
And United and Brighton.
Hey, the reason why I say draw against Arsenal, you know what? I would have been shameless just to wreck their title hopes. I would have been shameless to say that.
Oh, Fatter, I love you, man. Right, Nottingham Forest. I will say that's 3 points. I think we can win that one. We finally get a win for me. That's our first win since January in my books. Boy.
Wow.
Ben, what are you saying?
Win. 1-0 win, 2-0 win, perhaps.
Cool. Kev?
That pad.
Win. I think a win as well. But to be honest, the way we played against them at their place, it could turn out to be a similar kind of game, but we've got to create more chances against them than we did at their place. So if we do, potentially win. So I'll say, yeah, we should get the win. Hopefully.
All right, cool. And Fatter, what are you saying for Forest?
Oh, yeah. W.
3 points. Man City away, our last away of the season. Again, anyone think that's going to be anything other than a loss?
5-0 City, 4-0 City. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Something
ugly. It's going to be ugly.
Fatter, can you see a draw in that one?
Hopefully a God of Honor from Man City, but yeah, I think we're going to take the L.
All right, cool. And our last game of the season, Newcastle at home. I'm going to say Europe's on the line for them. We're losing. Okay, Kev goes for the draw. Ben?
Fuck it, let's just put a win. You know, but let's just go win. Why not?
Win. Might as well. And
you know what? If we're gonna go out on the Europe, we're gonna go out on a high. Let's take a win.
Let's take a win. All right, cool.
When
so
we go out of Europe,
I've ended. This is all if Potter's still in charge, by the way. I've ended with 31, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8. 38 points for me. We may scrape the drop. We may scrape. Fatter has gone 31, 34, 37, 41, 44, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 54 points for Fatter.
Are you okay, pal?
54
Bro,
points.
you said you want to...
We're back in the title race.
I thought we're going on
forward.
this basis like, oh, let's get that 40-point mark. So...
Yeah, we went through that. I think Potter stays with that run, personally. Kev, you've gone from 31, 34, 37, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. You've gone to 45 points. Comfortably got out the drop there, to be fair. I think we might still be in the bottom half, but hey, we beat the drop. And Ben, you've gone from 31, 34, 37, 40, 43, 44. Ben's got 44. Kev has 45. I've got 38 points. And Fatter has 54. Hell, maybe I'm just negative as crap. Maybe that's just...
Oh, come on. Oh, you're negative. Nah. I never knew that. I never knew that.
I haven't got us winning a game until Nottingham Forest in April. I haven't got us winning a game till then. If Potter
It's not
stays
even being negative. It's just facts, mate. When we go and see the games every week, and we see the way we're playing, we see the team morale, we see the happiness of the team. I don't know where we're going to get a win from. We can't beat Leeds, we can't beat Southampton.
We can't beat on a new manager bounce.
I've tried to look through that fixture list about 20 times since the Southampton game. It was so hard for me to find 40. I only just scraped to it on Sarcasm City a couple days ago because they persuaded me that we'd beat Forest and I think get 2 more draws somewhere. But I don't know. But this is again why Potter's got to go. If this is the sort of form that we're talking about, even if it's not 38 points like me, we're talking 45, 44. I can't lie, Fatter, your one was a madness. I don't know how Potter's pulling that back off.
I don't know what you've
54
done
is
there,
crazy.
Pat,
But the 30s and 40s, like, that's not what we should be doing throughout a season. I've said the players are the issue with Chelsea for a long time. And I still say there's a lot of players we need to get rid of. We can't ignore the fact we've had a summer transfer window in January and we've gone backwards. The results have literally got worse. Now we've got to look to the manager. And that's why I don't get why we're waiting 2 games. It's pointless to me. Absolutely pointless.
Personally, it should have been gone after the game after. Who do we play after Liverpool again? Now we play Liverpool away.
We played Liverpool and then we played
City when we lost in the FA Cup. That should have been it.
No, it was Fulham.
It was
Fulham after that.
Oh,
I would have got rid of him at Southampton.
Yeah, it was Fulham.
Southampton, everything was a snappable offence.
Southampton as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like benching Silva, benching James in a must-win game, Mount at left wing and then up front. Like, it's just awful game management. That's all.
That's right. If you lose the dressing room, what's the point of you being there anyway?
That's the thing. You lost the dressing room. You've lost the fans. You've lost everything. You're only just relying on Bowley. Apparently, even Vivel's already looking for replacements. That's why the only thing that I'll allow us for is that maybe we just haven't got that replacement lined up yet. And if we're just waiting until that's sorted, fine. Give him the Leeds game if you have to. Even give him the Dortmund game if you have to. But if a replacement is lined up there and he is ready, we need that club statement ASAP. I've tried to back Potter through all of this, but he ain't good.
So, what do you think about the speculation about us going in for this Roberto Di Zebri, Brighton manager? What do you think about that?
Oh, I think that's yes. No way we go to Brighton and we're like, it's your last guy didn't work. We're coming for this one.
It's bullshit, isn't it? I don't know who makes it up.
I just don't know who makes it up. It's an easy story to make, only because we've taken so much from Brighton already. But that we're not going to take their next manager too. We're not going to do that. Brighton would literally be dickheads if they even let that happen. But I don't
Chelsea
see it
and Hove Albion and all that.
Yeah, but I've seen it.
We've got to respect Brighton. They're above us.
You know what I mean?
Lumped in with the likes of Chelsea. Come on, bro. Off the football, though, onto something that might be a bit more of a positive take. I'm not too sure. We've heard some new updates on Stamford Bridge. And it seems like knocking down Stamford Bridge and building a new stadium is looking like the most likely option, which I kind of prefer as opposed to taking it down stand by stand, because I'm looking at it from a member's perspective. There's 25k season ticket holders already. It's already a nightmare trying to get tickets. Imagine having one less stand there and there's even less seats to go for. It doesn't really work out. You could move, and even then, it takes a longer process anyway to break down a stand, build that one up, then take down another stand, build that one up. That would take years to do. Well, that would take probably maybe even a decade to fully complete. Whereas
Tottenham done it. Tottenham done it, didn't they? Tottenham, they done 1 or 2 stands and then they knocked the whole of it down, and then within a couple of years it was up.
But they had a bigger area to work with as well, so they could make half the ground and still play.
With all due respect, the CPO will have the biggest say, and they are the people who stop Roman from a rebuild. And if we have to move, we need to change the club, the stadium or somewhere. Not all the fans will remain in the old stadium. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I love the bridge. Don't get me wrong, but it's undeniable that we need a new stadium. We're supposedly one of the Europe's elite, and yet our stadium is nowhere near that pedigree yet. And while saying goodbye to the bridge will be hard, but sometimes also necessary.
They'll be fine with. Yeah, go on, Ben. Go on.
Yeah, it literally there was an architectural sort of thing where if you just rotate Stamford Bridge, you can make it a 60,000 seater and actually give it like a really good design. All we got to do is,
to be honest, I didn't even really like the old design, in all honesty, because
personally, though, boys, this stadium thing, as much as we knew how many years ago that we needed a new stadium to compete with the likes of Arsenal and Tottenham, You know, for me, not being a season ticket holder, it's a nightmare to get a ticket. We need a bigger stadium, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the priority right now. I'm not happy with the idea. You know, as you can see yourself for Tottenham, they're planning to build an F1 track under the stadium, NFL games, boxing matches, and all the rest. That's what these Yanks want to do with us. Yeah, that's the only reason why they want a new stadium. Not because anything else. They just want to use us to promote NFL games and the rest of
You
it.
say that.
You know? It's
You
just
say that.
just to bring money in. It's nothing else. Just to bring money in. That's all they want.
Yeah, but the thing is, you say that, but obviously, in terms of the sale of the club, you know, Roman did sell to the person who he thought would take the best care of Chelsea, and you can't say he hasn't. All right, maybe he should have put a bit more knowledge in, but you can't say he hasn't looked after us when he spent 600 million.
I'm not faulting the fact that he's putting the money.
I wouldn't say it's only for his interest. I'd say it's for both parties' interests.
It's more for their benefit than us. Guarantee. Let's think about it. Someone said it the other day. When you buy a house, and the house is battered and old, a bit like Stamford Bridge at the moment, you're going to go and renovate it and build up, and then sell it on for more. That's exactly how I see it. It's a business model, isn't it, for them? That's what I see it as, anyway.
I do it. They are seeing it from a business perspective, but even then, like, we've struggled with match day revenue for a while. That's part of the reason why even Westview was brought up, because they just wanted to up that. That's why we had little things like, do you remember when we had that like £1.50 service fee that everyone had to pay for home and away tickets?
Yeah.
And that was literally just added for extra profit. I feel like it's been overdue for a while as a result of it. I'm not too fussed about it. Like, I'm just kind of glad that we're not doing it stand by stand.
I just think, for me, yeah, of course, I'd love to go to the Bridge one day and it'd be like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, brand spanking new, all that, yeah. But the priority for me is sorting out the stuff on the field first. That's all I'm bothered. I don't listen. I'd stay at our stadium now and see us competing again at the top of the league than us jump into the stadium situation. For me, the priority is getting a good manager in, getting the stuff on the field right, and then we can look to obviously change the stadium. Then I think the stadium situation is not a priority right now, 100%.
Yeah, like, I'm just thinking, like, out of all the options that we've heard of where we could move to, it's Craven Cottage, Twickenham, or Wembley Stadium. To me, anything but Craven Cottage.
Yeah,
I think Craven Cottage is totally out of the equation.
It's too small.
Twickenham would be a good shot.
Yeah, Twickenham, Wembley, I don't mind. It'll probably be a bit longer for people going from south. Like, Wembley is a nightmare to get to and everything.
Yeah, so is Twickenham as well.
Is it? I've never.
They've never had a football game there as well.
The direct line, yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Maybe Wembley would make more sense then. Like, at least there's direct lines there, underground and overground. Easy access in and out of the stadium. And unlike Spurs, we'd sell out that place weekly. Yeah. I am not worried about
if you say we're going to move to Wembley, then 55,000 seats is not going to be worth it then, because
55.
Yeah, they say about 55.
No, you're getting.
Apparently, they're going to increase that until 55.
Wembley.
For a size like us, probably about 65. We need that 65k in our stadium.
Oh, you're talking about the new Stamford Bridge?
Yeah.
No, it can only be built up to 60k, and it can't be. It can't grow from that. It has to stay at 60. That's been my only real question mark about staying at Stamford Bridge, because my thing's always been like, football is a continuously growing business, and it's gone from big clubs needing a 40k stadium to needing a 60k stadium. And I'm thinking, well, if it gets to the point where we need an 80k stadium or a 100k stadium, imagine that. And if we're at that point, all the time that we spent and the money that we've spent building the new Stamford Bridge, it's now obsolete. And we actually have to go and find a ground, and we've lost anywhere local that we could look for. Quietly, I thought like it would probably be better for Chelsea long term if they did move, but I've accepted that's just never going to happen. But that's my only real question about it, because once you build 60k, that's it. And even then, we've even built downwards just to get there. Yeah. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I do look forward to seeing what the new designs for Stamford Bridge will be. I didn't like the the original design for the new Stamford Bridge because they only added like 3K normal seats and 17K hospitality. So it's like we don't really get anything. There's just extra hospitality seats for the sake of it. Kill the atmosphere, turn it into the Emirates or the old Emirates. But yeah, point still stands. What else was there before we go into the Leeds game? There was talks on Liverpool being increasingly confident of signing Mason Mount, and some sources close to Mount have even described a move to Anfield as highly likely. We've heard as well that Chelsea are stopping contract negotiations until the summer. So to me, I look at it as like Mason Mount has either got to play his way into earning a contract or he's going to dig his grave personally. What are you, Kev? I haven't spoken to you about it specifically, so I want to know your thoughts on the whole Mason Mount situation. Would you like to see him re-sign? Do you think he deserves the 200K or so that he's asking for? What's your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie. I love Mason Mount. He's my favorite player. I love Mason Mount. I like the Mason Mount we've seen a couple of years ago. Smiley, enthusiastic, hard-working Mason Mount. But I'm not seeing it at the moment, and it's not his fault. You got to think he's not happy because what's going on. He's not stupid. He's Chelsea through and through. He can see what's going on in the club, and it's making him happy. I understand that these Yanks are giving people 8-year contracts. I don't think he wants to sign an 8-year contract. I don't blame him.
Even then, I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, if you want to be Chelsea's long-term like player and everything, meant to be the face of the club, like, why not?
I just, you got to think, he's been a Chelsea boys off. He used to say in 5 years he doesn't want to move on and go abroad, or and the way the club's being run at the moment, who would want to sign an 8-year contract right now? I don't think anyone would.
But here's the thing: I'm not worried about Chelsea long term. Like, are you worried about Chelsea long term or Chelsea now? Because that's two different things. Yeah, I'm not worried about us in the long term. I think we've got a great infrastructure. I think we've got an owner willing to put his money where his mouth is. The problem is on the pitch, the manager, the players, and that can all change. That's a short-term issue. So why would you? From Mount's perspective, like anyone else, I get like you're not really Chelsea like that. But with Mason Mount, we've come through knowing that this guy wants to stay, be Chelsea, wants to be like the John Terrys, the Frank Lampards. So why is a 6, 7, 8-year deal such a big issue? I don't get that.
I think a lot of these ideas are fabricated. Yeah. Mount's not gonna. We are not gonna let Mount join City or Liverpool. I think his contract is more or less signed already. I think it's just a matter of the terms of it and how long, and if he sees the project, if it fits what he wants to be involved with. So personally, for me, I'd keep Mason Mount all day. He's Chelsea through and through. I think we can probably build a team around him, So if there is the option to keep Mason Mount, definitely keep him on, 100%.
Well, let's hope he can turn it around. Because, like, I think for all of us, even for me, who's been a very big Mount critic this season, if he was to just turn his performances around, if he was to start not carrying the team on his back, but just having more impact and more consistency in games, I'd have nothing against him getting a contract or whatever amount you want. But to me, it's like you're pushing for a contract around somewhere near what Reece James is earning. But your performances for the last year and a half, personally, have been very, very inconsistent. And now this season has just completely dropped off. I see most players play their way into contracts. You see players play brilliantly because they want that big money deal. With Mount, I see him play worse.
But the thing is, it's not Mount's fault, though. It's not complete. You got to think the transition that we've been through has been the biggest transition in football history. What we had last year with the transfer embargo, the season before that, we had everything, and he's had to come through all that. He's lost.
But then I understand the team failing. Like, as an individual, I'll look at Mount and I'll see moments where he gets the ball and he just doesn't notice a runner around him, or moments where he'll overhit passes or he'll underhit passes, or it will be the wrong decision. And it's like that more games than most. Like, I get as a squad failing because the manager isn't implementing a good system. I could get there being confusion around the long-term future of Chelsea last year when Roman was selling up. But as an individual, I think there's certain attributes that you're only responsible for yourself. And I just see with Mountainside, you've been declining, my friend. You've been declining right in front of our eyes.
I can't see 250 grand a week. Nah, nowhere near. No.
That's the thing, like 150, like the same thing Kepa or Pulisic or Havertz is on. Fair play. I won't say a word.
What it should be put on though is something like 150 grand a week. But if he gets to say 10 assists a year or 5 goals a year, like bonus rewards, something like that.
Something incentivized.
Incentives, yeah, maybe that.
That's what Chelsea have been offering as well. Like everyone's on incentivized contracts that are on like very low base wages. But if your individual attributes improve, if you're getting more assists, if you're getting more goals, if you're impacting games, you get paid way more as a result of that. So that's all incentivized. Like that contract, I fully agree with. But he doesn't want it. So I'm thinking like, what do you want then? Do you just want to go? Is that it? Because you're probably going to get sold in the summer if you don't sign.
If he goes, there's better attacking midfielders out there in the world at the moment. But they're not going to give you that fire, determination, the grit what Mason Mount gives us. He's Chelsea through and through. But if he wants to go, I'm not stopping him. There's going to be other attacking midfielders out in the world that would do bigger numbers. There's that guy from Brighton. I like him. What's his name?
McAllister.
I like him a lot. So
there's
players at Brighton. Talking about Brighton again, but there's players out there at the moment that could do a similar number to Mason Mount.
That's the way I see it.
It's not even that. Like, where does Mount best fit into the team going forward, assuming he stays? And his best position probably has been done in front three position, but it has been a little sample size at that number 8 position, and it has been extremely bad thus far. And if we're going to talk about a system, for instance, like you can have like a 4-1. I remember one game when we played against Fulham when Enzo was being isolated, but I heard our CMs and fullbacks also were criticized in this sense as well. And there were times when we had Cucurella would overlap Mudryk to cut in, but Mount was already requested to be in that space. And as a result, then the wingers literally are either not isolated or they are, but the passing distances are so great, but it's just too challenging to get the ball to them.
See, him as an 8, he's declined a lot, but I think that's more because we've played him in the 10 so much. He's not really developed in that position. So that's kind of a place where I blame the club more on it. But we'll have to see how it progresses throughout the end of the season. Like Mount will either play his way into it or dig his grave. So we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on into a Leeds game, just before we wrap things up. I wanted to go through everyone's ideas for the predicted lineup. So we're going to bring that up again on the big screen. Go through it together and then go through our score predictions. In goal, I think it's an easy pick. We're just going to go Kepa. I don't think anyone's going to debate that. In fact, if the first 3 speak for themselves. Kepa, James, Silva. No, not Silva. Okay, so centre-backs. What are we doing for centre-backs?
It's got to be Badiashile and Trev.
Badiashile and Trev. I'm here for it.
I mean,
Koulibaly will probably start the game against Dortmund.
But so you wouldn't try out the 5 at the back system against Leeds? You wouldn't.
This is the one that we think Potter's going to pick, isn't it? Not the ones that we would. And he'll do a back ball, won't he?
Chilwell, or maybe actually Cucurella because of Dortmund.
Either or. Like I don't think either of them has been that good this season. It's just a case of preference. Who did we play last game? Tottenham. We played Chilwell. Chilwell, to be fair, wasn't that bad. So I'll put him back in again.
Chilwell.
I thought he was starting to get a little bit better going forward in this game. Although Kulu had him on ropes a little bit in the first half. That was just the first. In DM.
Enzo and Zakira, I think.
Enzo and Zakaria. All right.
Cool. Yeah, Zakaria.
Yeah, I see that. You come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be enough for him to get a start. I think he's the only other guy who could potentially sit with Enzo, and even he ain't really a sitter, but we sold Jorginho to Arsenal. It is what it is. Who do we play on the left? We're going to go for Mudryk or Sterling. Mudryk is one game away from the 007 memes, and I really feel bad for him because with our attack, he's going to get it.
We need
I'll
Mudryk
start
in this game.
definitely Sterling after he was the only player that turned up against Tottenham. So
Oh, yes. How
We need
the
Mudryk
I
in this
forget
game.
Sterling?
yeah, definitely Sterling.
Yeah. Any disagreements on Sterling on the left?
Not a chance. No
All right,
disagreements
cool.
here.
What are we saying for the right then?
Probably. Well, reports of Pulisic being back, isn't there?
Yeah, Pulisic, but he hasn't even come off the bench yet. So I think
I wouldn't start Pulisic yet. I'd save him. I'd save him for Dortmund. I'd go with Madueke.
Yeah, I think Madueke will run that. He didn't even come off
Madueke.
the bench, and that was just so stupid from Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madueke, we'll put him on the right. In the middle, I guess we're going to go Felix again.
It's got to be Felix.
Yeah. Felix, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll go João Felix. And up top, like, please.
He's gonna start his boy, isn't he? There's only one player he's gonna start. Me personally, I'll start Aubameyang, but he's gonna fucking be Havertz, isn't he? It's gonna be fucking him.
Nah, you know what? I hate that one. I'll put something different on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put Havertz up top because he's probably gonna start again. That lineup, on paper it looks good, but then with no tactics.
It's Chelsea.
On paper, that team's a top 4 team. And considering the players we've got on the bench, that's a strong team. But the patterns of play, the team morale, the energy, enthusiasm doesn't show that team at the moment.
Badiashile without Silva kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah,
the attack, I just also don't know where a goal comes from with it.
Felix can pull something out the hat, but even he's starting to look a bit low on confidence now. Felix, the player that played against Fulham when he first come, compared to now, he's not the same player. Even with Enzo, it's not the same player.
Because this is my point. I think this is what I really stress about Potter. You know, Mudryk, when he came on against Liverpool, you know, when he was playing his own game, he looked phenomenal. He was really causing Liverpool trouble. Again, and then you know, these players that come in, I feel like adapting to Graham Potter's tactics, they just don't know what to do.
Nah, that's what it is. The bad energies rubbing off from these good players, and now they're looking at average Joes as well. It's bad.
Yep, even the new signings don't look good. But score predictions, I'm going to end it on there. I'm going, I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1 Leeds. Yeah, I just deep that we all did it. Everyone else said 4, didn't they?
Yeah. Ending on a howler, just like Chelsea. Get in there.
Up the Chelsea. But yeah, guys, we are going to end episode 2. Yeah, episode 2 of the Blue Balls podcast. Woo-hoo! Why did I have to think about that? But yeah, big up everybody that's in here. Like, subscribe. It's been real. Everyone's socials will be down in the description below. Kev, I'll make sure yours are in there as well. And yeah, big up everybody. Like, subscribe. And as always, up the Chelsea.